morning, everyone, and welcome to Hope City Kids Online. Happy to have you guys with us here this morning. So with me over Zoom, we have Jess.
Hi.
So guys, it's going to be a great morning here because we are starting a new series, and it's called Back to School Survival Guide.
Yep, we're all going back to school this weekend. We're all going back to school this week, so we wanted to help you guys survive school for the next couple weeks.
Yeah, so it's like vacation mode off, and you'll have to go back into a school mode. But, there's one mode that is never turned on, and that mode is praising Jesus. So let's all get up off our chairs because it's time for worship.
With all my heart and soul, with all my mind and strength, will you show me, God, to love like you love me, so all the world will see. When things don't go my way, I'll talk to you, hear what you say, that's what I do. That's loving you. Trust that you'll turn it around, that's what I do. That's loving you. I will love you, God, with all my heart and soul, with all my mind and strength. Will you show me, God, to love like you love me, so all the world will see. God, with all my heart and soul, with all my mind and strength, will you show me, God, to love like you love me, so all the world will see.
Here we go.
can be patient in times of trouble. I will wait, my hope is in you, God. I can obey, remember what you say. I will pray, my hope is in you. A future I can't see, I flash forward and believe. I am sure you will come through. You make things good, you always do. A future I can't see, I flash forward and believe. I am sure you will come through. You make things good, you always do. I'm happy, because of the hope that I have. I'm happy, because of the hope that I have. I'm happy, because of the hope that I have. I'm happy, because of the hope that I have. Yeah. I can be patient in times of trouble. I will wait, my hope is in you, God. I can obey, remember what you say. I will pray, my hope is in you. A future I can't see, I flash forward and believe. I am sure you will come through. You make things good, you always do. A future I can't see, I flash forward and believe. I am sure you will come through. You make things good, you always do. I'm happy, because of the hope that I have. I'm happy, because of the hope that I have. Yeah, ooh, yeah. The hope that I have. Yeah, ooh, yeah. The hope that I have.
Whoa, I can't get enough of worshiping Jesus.
Yeah, definitely. So, you guys, like I said before, you all are starting school. And again, because of COVID, you have to do it over Zoom and you won't be seeing your friends or your teachers in person. And I know that's a bummer because I'm sure you'll miss playing with your friends, and obviously seeing your teachers in person as well. So I know that some of you guys are very sad, but hopefully soon we'll see everyone and you won't have to stay 6 feet away from your friends. And you can play and do all the good things that you have done before COVID. So that's why we're coming to you guys with this survival guide. How to survive school in this new pandemic and this new way of, doing things. And, our first lesson today is going to be all about making friends, making new friends. And I know what you think. Oh my gosh, we are over Zoom. How can we make new friends?
Well, September is usually when everybody moves up to a different standard or grade with a new teacher and new kids. More opportunities to chat and make new friends.
That's right. So you have to get creative. You can have chats with your friends during your breaks, your lunchtime, your recess time, or maybe you can get their contact, because I'm sure some of you all have phones. You all can be like, hey, what's your number if you want to play a game after school, or if you want to do homework together, or you guys can watch movies on weekends together and play games. So the options are endless.
Yeah, all of this reminds me of a story in the Bible where Jesus made new friends. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
In the Bible, in the book of Matthew, that's in the New Testament, Jesus was teaching a crowd of people near a lake. As he walked along, he saw a man named Matthew sitting at his tax collector's booth. Now, in that day, nobody liked tax collectors because their job was to collect money from other people. What's even worse is that they usually collected more than they were supposed to, so they could keep some money for themselves. The tax collectors had a bad reputation because people knew that they cheated. Most people didn't like them at all. Well, Jesus saw Matthew sitting at his tax booth and went over to talk to him. Jesus said, "Follow me." And Matthew got up right away and followed Jesus. Matthew was so glad to follow Jesus that he threw a huge dinner party at his house. Matthew invited all of his friends who were tax collectors, and Matthew invited Jesus as the special guest. So, Jesus went to the party and hung out with Matthew and his friends. Some of the religious leaders saw Jesus eating and hanging out with the tax collectors, and they got so mad. They didn't think it was right for Jesus to hang out with the people who had bad reputations. The leaders talked to Jesus' friends about it. They said, "Why are you eating and drinking with these tax workers? They are sinners." When Jesus heard this, he told them, "People who are well don't need a doctor. Sick people do. I didn't come to find people who are doing right. I came to find people who are doing wrong." Jesus showed love to Matthew and his friends when no one else would. Jesus taught us to make new friends.
So Jess, can you tell me what you learned from the story that we just looked at about making new friends?
Well, I learned that when you're making a new friend, it's okay if they have done some bad things. You can help them to make more good and more righteous decisions that God would like, and that God is the one that helps you to have the courage to make a new friend.
That's awesome. That's great. And that's so true. So in the story, Jesus made friends with people who weren't always that good, or people who you thought would not be good friends, or you thought that you can't be friends with. So like Jess said, God gives us the courage and, the bravery to, go out there and make new friends. So I hope that you guys take a little note from what we learned today and go out there and make some new friends.
Yeah, I've got a greater idea. When we make our new friends, we can watch Hope City Kids service together and chat about what we learned after.
That is an awesome idea, Jess. So invite your old and new friends to watch with you, so they can learn all about surviving school, but also the most important, they can also learn all about Jesus.
Yep. So guys, have a great first week of school. Don't forget to put what you learned today to practice. We're almost done, but we've got a game for you now.
Yes, so stick around to see if you win or not. That's okay. But thanks for joining us today, and we can't wait to see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to Bible Trivia. This time, we'll be asking questions about God creating man and woman. The first question for 100 points. What did God name the first man? Was it A, Trevor, B, Adam, C, Mark, or D, Andrew? The answer is B. God named the first man Adam. The next question for 200 points. What was the name of the first woman? Was it A, Bertha, B, Amy, C, Julia, or D, Eve? The answer is D. The name of the first woman was Eve. The next question for 1 million points. Who tempted Eve to eat the forbidden fruit? Was it A, God, B, Satan, C, Cain and Abel, or D, Adam? The answer is B. Satan tempted Eve to eat the forbidden fruit. The next question for a bunch of points. What did the first woman tell the first man to do? Was it A, to eat the forbidden fruit, B, to read her a book, C, to sing to her, or D, to go for a run? The answer is A. Eve told Adam to eat the forbidden fruit. The next question for 4 points. What was the name of the place where the first man and the first woman lived? Was it A, the Mount of Olives, B, Sin Desert, C, the Garden of Eden, or D, the Land of Oz? The answer is C. The Garden of Eden is the name of the place where the first man and the first woman lived. The next question for a gajillion points. What happened to the first man and woman because they disobeyed God? Did they A, turn into snakes, B, were told to leave God's presence, C, were not allowed to eat again, or D, got sick? The answer is B. The first man and first woman were told to leave God's presence because they disobeyed God. The next question for a few points. What animal did Satan disguise himself as when he tempted Eve in the Garden of Eden? Was it A, a bird, B, a crocodile, C, a fox, or D, a snake? The answer is D. Satan disguised himself as a snake when he tempted Eve in the Garden of Eden. The next question for 500 points. How long did Adam live? Was it A, 930 years, B, 12 years, C, 2,000 years, or D, 25 years? The answer is A. Adam lived for 930 years. The next question for so many points. From which tree were Adam and Eve prohibited from eating? Was it A, the tree of life, B, the tree of knowledge, C, the tree of evil, or D, the tree of love? The answer is B. Adam and Eve were prohibited from eating from the tree of knowledge. And now the last question for double your current points. How did God make Eve? A, from one of Adam's ribs, B, from the dust of the ground, C, from a tree, or D, from a body of water? The answer is A. God made Eve from one of Adam's ribs. Thanks for playing Bible Trivia. We hope you'll play again soon.